Hi, so Gemma here, and this month I'm going to talk to you about confidence building and starting your first class when you feel that actually you lack the confidence to really stand in front of people and teach. And this is something I hear quite a lot of from newly trained and newly qualified instructors, is that although they have that piece of paper that says they can do it, something inside them is telling them that it's still a huge challenge. And a lot of that comes from really doing intensive courses. So one week you're just yourself, and then the next week you're suddenly a qualified fitness or dance instructor, and that can be quite a lot to get your head around. So my advice really is that it is a bit like taking your driving test. You just have to go out there and do it, and it gets easier. The more you do it, the more you drive, the easier it becomes. It becomes like second nature till you get to the point when you're just not nervous at all anymore. And in those initial stages, yeah, it can be quite scary going on the motorway or going to somewhere new or round roundabouts, this kind of thing. I understand that feeling. And it is much the same when you're teaching classes. However, again, similar to driving a car, you kind of need to drive the car to get around. Most of us need to be able to do that to be able to fulfill our work. Maybe if you're in a city centre or somewhere like London, maybe it's less useful. But, you know, most of us, we have to be able to do it. And it's the same with teaching a class. We kind of have to just go out there and do it, because otherwise we're not going to be able to get what we want from it. So my advice then is to start small, take it one step at a time if you're feeling this way, and really build up your confidence. So maybe start with just one class, maybe one evening a week for 1 hour. 1 hour class once a week, and give yourself a time frame. And I would suggest at least 2 months. So for the next 8 weeks, you're going to be running this particular class for an hour. And maybe do offer that the first class is free for people to come along and try and see your class, and then just watch how many people come back the next week and actually pay to do that class. And you'll probably be quite surprised that actually most of those people will come back. And, you know, look, let's not beat around the bush. Not everyone is going to necessarily come back, and that can be for many reasons, and it has often very little to do with you and you as a teacher, and much more to do with other commitments and this kind of thing. Some people will just go to a class because it is free, and that's just important to understand as well. They never have any intention of staying further. But actually, even if one person comes back, this is going to start to build your confidence, because you'll see that actually that one person has really enjoyed your class, and actually they're going to watch you grow, and they're going to grow with you and probably turn out to be one of your best clients. So you'll just keep going with that for the 8 weeks, and then you start again, and then maybe do your next block of say 12 weeks. And then once you've got through that, after you've gone for about 5 or 6 months, then hopefully that will give you the confidence to just run this on an ongoing basis and also build up your classes. So my advice is to start small, and even get your group of friends to come along and just join in. First class free, so they can see it and trial it, and you'll get through it. You'll come out the other end, you'll still be standing. And, you know, actually that is the hardest hurdle. That first part is the toughest, and once you've got through that, it's all going to become easier. And it will probably be really, really scary that first time, but it's going to lead to something way, way better. And as I say, once you've got through that 8 weeks, you'll kind of wonder what on earth you were worrying about in the first place, because actually people are coming back, people are loving your classes, and you're getting better at your classes, you're feeling more confident, and everyone's happy. So that's my advice for confidence building for those of you that have done intensive courses and are new in and actually feel really quite overwhelmed about doing this. And just remember that every single one of us has been in that position at some point. We've all started off in that position. It's not that you're any less better than any of us, because we all hold that exact same piece of paper. It's just that some of us have been going a little bit longer, and therefore we are past that stage of kind of those initial nerves and those initial challenges. But that's not to say that we still don't kind of feel apprehension when we go into new environments, because we do that. We wouldn't really be normal if we didn't. There's some kind of apprehension and sort of wondering what's going to happen when we go into some new place to teach. But it isn't that you're any less better at all. As I say, it's just something within yourself that's kind of in your own mindset that's telling you that other people are maybe better, or because they're more experienced. And actually, that isn't necessarily the case. There are a lot of instructors that may have been around for a long time. It doesn't mean that they're any better than you. It just means that they've worked and they've built up their clientele, and it certainly doesn't mean they're necessarily more knowledgeable than you. So just remember that we all have the same piece of paper. We've all been in that situation, and in a few months you're going to be in the same situation as the people you think are more experienced than you. So good luck, and I will see you soon.